call to order the meeting of Monday, April 13. If the clerk would please read the roll.
Councilmember Amos.
Here.
Councilmember Archibald.
Here.
Councilmember Ashford.
Present.
Councilmember Harris.
Here.
Councilmember Lewandowski.
Here.
Councilmember Ruiz.
Here.
Mayor Rapp.
Here. You have before you the minutes from the regular meeting of March 23rd. Is there a motion to receive and file?
So moved.
Councilmember Ashford, is there a second?
Support.
Mayor Pro Tem Archibald. Is there any additions, deletions? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The minutes will stand as submitted. We have one presentation tonight. If the clerk would please read that.
Certificate of Appreciation will be presented to Bob Davis in recognition of his video productions of the history of the city of Port Huron.
Mr. Davis, if you want to meet me at the podium there. Right over here. Good evening.
Good evening.
I have the certificate for you, which I will read. Whereas Bob Davis grew up and spent most of his life in the city of Port Huron, and whereas Bob's interest in history began with his dad's postcard collection, and whereas Bob's interest in Port Huron's history led to create his first video featuring the Tajmu in 2012 and has since led to an additional 70 videos, and whereas Bob has used his talents to create these historically correct videos which he has placed on YouTube for the enjoyment of the public, and whereas we are grateful for Bob's generosity of spirit in creating these videos and sharing them with others, now therefore I, Pauline M. Repp, by the authority vested in me as mayor of the city of Port Huron, and on behalf of council members Amos, Archibald, Ashford, Harris, Lewandowski, and Ruiz, do hereby issue the certificate of appreciation to Bob Davis and publicly thank him for his hours of research to portray our fair city in a true and informative fashion. Thank you. They're wonderful videos.
Thank you so much.
I've enjoyed them myself.
For a historian, I don't think there's anything more rewarding than to be recognized not only by the city, by the leaders of the city. So thank you for that. And like she said, my passion for Port Huron history began with my father and his postcard collection. And he did the best he could to get out the history of Port Huron and to show his postcard collection with the technology that he had available during that time. He would be flabbergasted to realize that there's been thousands of people now that have looked at his postcards, looked at his videos, not only in Port Huron, but in 6 different countries that I know of, because Port Huron folks go all around. And so he was responsible for that. I started the video series with just one video in mind. I just want to make a video downtown, show what it was like, and I think I could get it all in on one video. Well, I found out I needed to make 2 videos, and then 3, and then you know the rest. I just posted my 100th video. So it's something that I wanted to do, especially as I got into it. I saw the history of Port Huron, and I wanted it to be free. I wanted anybody to be able to, I didn't want to sell it. I want anybody to be able to go on the internet if they had access to it and be able to pull this up free of charge and watch the history of Port Huron, because it's a wonderful history that we have in our town. And so for that, I'm thankful that some of you folks have come out tonight to support me, and I thank you for that. Thank you, Council, Madam Mayor, and I'm not done. I'm working on 101 right now, so they'll be posted.
Very good. Thank you very much. Move on to public comment. If there's anyone in the audience this evening who would like to speak to the council, you're welcome to come forward, give us your name, and you have 4 minutes.
Jack Bellier on behalf of McLaren Port Huron, 1221 Pine Grove, in support of, we will be changing our master site plan to get us in line for the cancer center in addition to the hospital, and the south addition for a bed tower. First, I'd like to thank, there's a lot of upfront work from the city of Port Huron. I want to thank Bob Clegg and his staff, and Kim Harmer and City Manager Freed, as they've sat in on a lot of planning sessions to get us this far, and we're pretty excited about what's coming. And we will be back. I'm back here about 4 more times, and so just in support. If there's any questions, we'll be here. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anyone else in the audience who wishes to address the council this evening? Seeing no one, I'll declare public comment closed, and we'll move on to the consent agenda. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Mayor Pro Tem Archibald, is there a second?
Second.
Councilmember Amos. We'll take the vote.
Councilmember Amos.
Yes.
Councilmember Archibald.
Yes.
Councilmember Ashford.
Yes.
Councilmember Harris.
Yes.
Councilmember Lewandowski.
Yes.
Councilmember Ruiz.
Yes.
Mayor Rep.
Yes. There's several items on the consent agenda, accepting the unit price bid from Chemtrade Chemicals, US LLC, for $329 per dry ton for approximately 365 dry tons of aluminum sulfate for use at the wastewater treatment plant and water filtration plant, accepting a unit price bid from JCI Jones Chemicals for .667 per gallon for estimated 198,000 gallons of sodium hypochlorite for use at the wastewater treatment plant and water filtration plant. A unit price from PVS Knollwood Chemicals for .064 per wet pound for an estimated 510,000 wet pounds of sodium hydroxide for use at the wastewater treatment plant. And a unit price bid from Carmuse Lime Incorporated for a cost of $201.29 per dry ton for an estimated 215 dry tons of hydrated lime for use at the wastewater treatment plant. In addition, authorize a levy of the operating tax rate for Blue Water Area Transportation Commission as authorized by the voters May 8, 2012, and it's for the fiscal year beginning July 1, 2015. Scheduled 2 public hearings for April 27th, one for establishment of an obsolete property rehabilitation act district for 609 Huron Avenue, and the same for an obsolete property rehabilitation act certificate for the same address. And confirm the mayor's reappointment of Edward Brennan and Keith Fleming-Glass to the Brownfield Redevelopment Authority for terms to expire April 14th, 2018. And that then takes us to, from the city manager, number 1.
Is accepting the unit price bid from M&M Pavement Markings in the estimated amount of $20,608 for pavement marking services, which involves crosswalks, arrows, and onlys.
Is there a motion?
So moved. Support.
Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem Archibald and Councilmember Ashford. Is there any discussion?
Mayor Rep?
Yes, Councilmember Harris.
Just a question. I know it's been brought up the last several years. Is this a annual painting and striping?
Mayor Rep and council members, yes, we bid 2 types of painting, pavement marking. One is long line painting, that is not this particular bid. And one is arrows and onlys and crosswalks, which is what this bid is for.
Okay.
Any other questions for Mr. Clegg? Thank you. If there's no other discussion, we'll take the vote.
Councilmember Archibald?
Yes.
Councilmember Ashford?
Yes.
Councilmember Harris?
No.
Councilmember Lewandowski?
Yes.
Councilmember Ruiz?
Yes.
Councilmember Amos?
Yes.
Mayor Rep.
Yes. Move on to item 2.
Is accepting the bid from Kevin's Lawn Care and Snow Removal Incorporated in the amount of $1,320 per mow and trim of approximately 120 city-owned vacant lots.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Mayor Pro Tem Archibald, is there a second?
Second.
Councilmember Ruiz, is there discussion? Is this the same price as we've been paying?
Mayor Rep and council members, the number of parcels that the city is required to take care of varies a little bit from year to year, and we bid all the lawn cutting the city needs in a given year, and then we ask the vendors, it's part of the agreement, if they will extend their prices one more year. And so for the other mowing we do, which is fixed, it doesn't vary, those vendors have all agreed to do it for the same price as last year. So you're not seeing as much mowing coming before you this year because they've all agreed, thank goodness, to keep on doing it for the same price. In this particular case, they're billing us $1,320 per mow for mowing about 100, it's mow and trim, and that's for doing somewhere around 120 parcels of land across the city. So it's an excellent price. Last year's price was $1,300, but the number of parcels may be fluctuated a little bit. So it's still an excellent and competitive price.
Mayor?
Yes, Councilmember Ashford.
Yeah, just in a ballpark, what's the high end and the low end about the number of parcels that we have, that they cut?
Well, I think we have a map.
Oh,
Can you
okay.
show the map, please? It's maybe a better...
Oh, okay.
Now, this particular map shows two types of parcels. The vacants we're talking about is approximately 59 acres and represent the red parcels. The green parcels are either done by city staff, if that's the lowest cost option to do it for us, or done under contract bid. And so both takes place in the green parcels, but all the red parcels are done by this vendor. And as you can see, they're throughout the community. And the vendor has to drive quite a little ways to get from lot to lot to lot to take care of these parcels.
Yeah, that visual was better. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Any other questions for Mr. Clegg on this item?
Mayor Rep?
Yes, Councilmember Harris.
Just one question. We had a vendor that didn't complete their job last year. We aren't going to have that problem this year, right?
No. In fact, this particular vendor was stepped up and took care of us
Great.
for the rest of the year. Unfortunately, that other vendor just didn't, he wasn't able to perform. I guess they didn't understand what they're getting into.
Thank you.
Anything else? Thank you. If there's no other discussion, we'll take the vote.
Councilmember Ashford?
Yes.
Councilmember Harris?
Yes?
Councilmember Lewandowski?
Yes.
Councilmember Ruiz?
Yes.
Councilmember Amos?
Yes.
Councilmember Archibald?
Yes.
Mayor Rupp?
Yes. Item 3.
Is accepting the bid from Green Lawn LLC in the amount of $2,458.50 per application for lawn maintenance and weed control of various city-owned parks and properties.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Councilmember Ashford, then I'll support by Mayor Pro Tem Archibald, seeing as you both spoke simultaneously. Is there any discussion? We'll take the vote.
Councilmember Harris?
Yes?
Councilmember Lewandowski?
Yes.
Councilmember Ruiz?
Yes.
Councilmember Amos?
Yes.
Councilmember Archibald?
Yes.
Councilmember Ashford?
Yes.
Mayor Rupp?
Yes. Move on to item 4.
Is accepting the quote from Pro Seal Service Group in the amount of $21,999.62 for repair of the 10th Street Pump Station submersible pump number 2.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Councilmember Ashford, is there a second?
Second.
Councilmember Amos. Is there discussion?
Mayor.
Councilmember Ashford.
Yeah, you know what, actually, I probably forgot, the difference. I know this is just a quote where you quote a price, and why wasn't it bid? What's rationale behind that?
Sure. Be happy to explain.
Thank you.
The city has 13 sanitary pump stations. On average, we have about 3 pumps within each station. So as you can see, we're talking a significant number of pumps, not only there, but at our wastewater and water plant. We monitor and maintain these pumps religiously. I mean, we're very, we have to keep up with this stuff.
Right.
And as a matter of fact, this particular type of pump is a wet submersible pump. It's in the wet well side, and it takes a vendor who has the equipment to pull this for it. We don't have the equipment to pull it. Our staff work with them. We have very capable maintenance staff, but we don't have the right gear, if you will, to pull these, and it isn't cost effective for us to own that type of gear. So anyway, this pump was pulled, or these pumps get pulled on a regular basis and inspected at least annually. In this particular case, we knew that we had problems coming at the 10th Street pump station, and we had budgeted $38,000 in this year's budget approved by council to actually replace one of the 3 pumps at this station, because we knew from reports and from testing that one of these pumps were going to go. When we pulled this pump and inspected it this year, we in fact found that to be the case. It was nearing failure. While we have the vendor there, we had them take it back to the shop, tear it down, and analyze whether they thought they could refabricate the pump, completely rebuild the pump from the bottom up, and whether that would be more cost-effective than replacement. As a matter of fact, it is. It's going to be $22,000 to refabricate the pump or rebuild the pump. A new pump would cost us about $39,500. So we can save about $17,500 by rebuilding this pump. We believe we're going to get enough longevity. The current pump lasted 15 years. We believe we can get somewhere in the 12 to 15 year range. We think it's dollars well spent to refab or to do a rebuild on this pump rather than buy new at this time.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Thanks, Madam Mayor.
Is there any other questions? Thank you.
You're welcome.
If there's no other discussion, we will take the vote.
Councilmember Lewandowski.
Yes.
Councilmember Ruiz.
Yes.
Councilmember Amos.
Yes.
Councilmember Archibald.
Yes.
Councilmember Ashford.
Yes.
Councilmember Harris.
Yes.
Mayor Rep.
Yes. Item 5.
Is accepting the quote from Electric Motors Services of Port Huron in the amount of $6,948.80 for repair of the 16th Street Pump Station Dry Pit Pump Number 1.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Mayor Pro Tem Archibald, is there a second?
Second.
Councilmember Ruiz, is there discussion? We'll take the vote.
Councilmember Ruiz.
Yes.
Councilmember Amos.
Yes.
Councilmember Archibald.
Yes.
Councilmember Ashford.
Yes.
Councilmember Harris.
Yes.
Councilmember Lewandowski.
Yes.
Mayor Rep.
Yes. Move on to resolutions. Number 1.
Is authorizing 9 payments.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Councilmember Ashford. Is there a second?
Second.
Councilmember Harris. Is there discussion? We'll take the vote.
Councilmember Amos.
Yes.
Councilmember Archibald.
Yes.
Councilmember Ashford.
Yes.
Councilmember Harris.
Yes.
Councilmember Lewandowski.
Yes.
Councilmember Ruiz. Mayor Rep.
Yes. Item 2, under resolutions.
Is approving the contract with the Michigan Department of Transportation for the Sanborn Street reconstruction work from Stone Street to Pine Grove Avenue.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Mayor Pro Tem Archibald, is there a second?
Second.
Councilmember Ashford, is there discussion?
Mayor Rep.
Boy.
I'll let Ken go first.
Go ahead,
I was
Councilmember
going to
Harris.
say, I really support this when I'm looking at it, but I really had strong support for one of the boulevards, South Boulevard and North Boulevard, but hopefully they'll have their due.
Did you have a question, Anita?
No, I was just,
Oh, no, I didn't know if you were one. Everybody sort of spoke at the same time, so.
sorry, I'm sorry. I know that was a passion of
Councilmember
his, yeah,
Lewandowski.
so.
Bob, when was the last time this section got done? It seems like I can remember it being done when I was living over in that neighborhood not too long ago, it seems like.
I apologize. I don't know the last date of work on the roadway. I know that it has not been reconstructed. The water main and the sanitary sewer in this section of roadway is in very poor condition. I know the sanitary, we are currently getting leakage in. We have offset joints and protruding taps coming into the pipe, and so we need to replace the sanitary. The roadway is very rough, is not running well, and if they've done maintenance on this road before, I don't think they replaced the curb because the curb is in poor condition. I
Maybe it just got
apologize.
milled then possibly. Is that something that they did back in the late 90s, mid-90s?
Yeah, I don't know that for sure, and I apologize. I wasn't aware that we had done any, or the city had done any work before I arrived in '99 to this roadway.
Okay, thank you.
Did anyone else have a question? Only because everybody talked at the same time and I couldn't tell who it was, so. If there's nothing else, then thank you. We'll take the vote.
Councilmember Archibald.
Yes.
Councilmember Ashford.
Yes.
Councilmember Harris.
Yes.
Councilmember Lewandowski.
Yes.
Councilmember Ruiz.
Yes.
Councilmember Amos.
Yes.
Mayor Rep.
Yes. Resolution 3.
Is approving the memo of understanding with St. Clair County Parks and Recreation Commission for diversion of stormwater into proposed wetlands in the area of the Community Foundation Recreation Trail.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Mayor Pro Tem Archibald, is there a second?
Second.
Councilmember Amos, is there discussion? We will take the vote.
Councilmember Ashford?
Yes.
Councilmember Harris?
Yes.
Councilmember Lewandowski?
Yes.
Councilmember Ruiz?
Yes.
Councilmember Amos?
Yes.
Councilmember Archibald?
Yes.
Mayor Rupp?
Yes. Resolution 4.
Is approving the amended McLaren Port Huron Hospital Master Plan to include the properties bound by Sedgwick Street, Pine Grove Avenue, Alley Number 78, Stone Street, and 10th Avenue, and also the properties bound by Kearney Street, Elk Street, Lincoln Street, and 10th Avenue, including 1203 Kearney Street and 1209 Kearney Street.
Is there a motion?
So move.
Councilmember Ashford, is there a second?
Support.
Mayor Pro Tem Archibald, is there discussion?
Yes, I do believe, I don't know if the gentleman is still here. Is there a public forum this week in regarding to the hospital? A public forum, did you know? Oh, you didn't? Oh, okay.
That's Mercy.
Oh, that's Mercy. Oh, okay.
There's 2 hospitals?
I know. Yeah, I know it's 2 hospitals. I just didn't know which one. Yeah, someone had mentioned it. I didn't know which one, but I'm glad you're here to make that difference. It just shows that we're growing and we're doing well here in the city of Port Huron, and we appreciate all the interest in the add-on of the cancer center. Yeah. And the purchase of Mercy. I do know what that's about, so. So sorry for that.
That's okay, no
Yeah.
problem. Anyone else have any discussion on this item?
Mayor Rep, just one comment.
Yes,
You know,
Councilmember Harris.
I think McLaren's going to continue the tradition we've had in Port Huron. When Port Huron Hospital had it, they always maintained their area. In fact, they did some improvements, and I think you're going to see a lot of improvements just starting. And I think it's a plus for that
The whole community. City.
close north side of Port Huron. I just really think it's going to make a change in the neighborhood.
Anyone else?
Mayor Rep,
Yes, Councilmember
it's anything that
Ruiz.
Mr. Bellier works with, and he's had a long history with that hospital, and it's a good indication that things will go well when they start that project, because he's been involved for so doggone long, and also that he's still one of those people who gives to the community and serves on committees as we've asked in the past, and I'm appreciative of that.
Yes, he's one of our McMorran board members, and we appreciate that. Yes.
But you know what, I think the biggest point here is that we could throw out a lot of thanks and everything, but there's still such a high concern in our community for the number of people, contracting cancer. It's always, we're really over the top with that, so it is needed. And I just think at the other end, there needs to be some kind of research as to why there's so much cancer that's cropping up in this area.
It's true.
So I'm not just going to be, I'm grateful for that, but I would be even more happier if we get to the bottom of that. Thank you, Madam.
Yes, Councilmember Lewandowski.
A lot of people are missing the big point, too, is a lot of good jobs are going to be created with that, and very good paying jobs, too, so we're glad to see
Yeah.
that come here.
Yeah, research jobs. Yep. There's a lot of people dying.
We'd certainly like to see the progress, so thank you.
Yep.
Anyone else? We'll take the vote.
Councilmember Harris?
Yes.
Councilmember Lewandowski?
Yes.
Councilmember Ruiz?
Yes.
Councilmember Amos?
Yes.
Councilmember Archibald?
Yes.
Councilmember Ashford?
Yes.
Mayor Rupp?
Yes. Resolution 5.
Is recognizing April 25th, 2015 as Arbor Day in the city of Port Huron.
Is there a motion?
So move.
Councilmember Ashford, is there a second?
Support.
Mayor Pro Tem Archibald. Is there discussion? We take the vote.
Councilmember Lewandowski?
Yes.
Councilmember Ruiz?
Yes.
Councilmember Amos?
Yes.
Councilmember Archibald?
Yes.
There's too many A's.
It is. Councilmember Ashford?
Yes.
Councilmember Harris?
Yes.
Mayor Rupp?
Yes. That concludes our agenda, our official agenda. Is there anything else from council?
Wow, was that a record or what?
Well, not quite.
Not
but
quite,
yes.
okay, it has been shorter, yeah.
If there is nothing else, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So move.
Meeting adjourned. Thank you.